La Liga 2025-2026 has officially kicked off, with the spotlight undoubtedly on Real Madrid. The new era under head coach Xabi Alonso is expected to bring a fresh breeze in both playing style and identity. In the opening match, Real Madrid faced Osasuna at the Santiago Bernabéu fortress. Although not highly rated, Osasuna are well known for their tight, tough, and disciplined defensive style, and they have often posed problems for the Giants. That's why this is not just a season opener, but also an important test for Alonso in implementing his new tactical philosophy. The La Liga 2025-26 opener at the Santiago Bernabéu brings both excitement and pressure for Real Madrid. In terms of squad strength, the Royal team heads into the clash with Osasuna in a condition just enough to maintain their power, yet still missing a few key pieces. The spotlight, of course, is on Kylian Mbappe. Alongside him, Vinicius Jr. is expected to form a fearsome duo with Mbappe, providing Los Blancos with a powerful source of attacking inspiration. However, Real Madrid will be without Jude Bellingham, one of the most important figures in midfield, as he has just undergone shoulder surgery. In addition, Rodrigo was left on the bench for the entire match. This has sparked much debate about his role and future under Xabi Alonso's reign. As for the Spanish coach, he was under considerable pressure ahead of the match. Real Madrid's defeat in the FIFA Club World Cup semi-final against PSG has raised doubts about Alonso's ability to lead, especially when it comes to managing a squad full of superstars. Heading into the La Liga 2025-26 opener, coach Xabi Alonso opted for a 4-3-3 formation instead of the 3-4-3 system he often used while in charge of Leverkusen. Between the posts, Courtois remains the irreplaceable guardian. The back four featured Trent Alexander-Arnold on the right, with Eder Militao partnering newcomer Dean Huijsen at the heart of the defense. While another new signing, Álvaro Carreras, took charge of the left flank from the start. In midfield, there was a reshuffle due to Jude Bellingham's injury absence, with Alonso deploying a trio of Tchouaméni, Federico Valverde, and the increasingly impressive Arda Güler. Up front, Kylian Mbappe took charge as the central striker, with Vinicius positioned on the left, while the remaining spot was given to Brahim Diaz. Right from the kickoff, Real Madrid demonstrated complete dominance. They controlled possession and pressed high in the opponent's half, forcing Osasuna into a deep defensive block. As expected, the visitors adopted a bus parking strategy, packing numbers across the edge of the box to minimize space for Vinicius and Mbappe to exploit. The opening minutes of the first half saw several quick link-ups between the duo, but either Osasuna's defenders managed to block them, or the final pass lacked precision. Real's relentless pressing allowed them to control the tempo entirely, yet their struggles in finishing meant the first 45 minutes ended goalless. The atmosphere at the Bernabéu began to grow slightly anxious, with the fans hoping for a more explosive start to the new campaign. Stepping into the second half, Real Madrid continued to maintain their relentless attacking rhythm. The breakthrough came in the 51st minute when Mbappe skillfully broke into the penalty area, forcing Osasuna defender Juan Cruz to commit a foul. From the spot, Mbappe calmly slotted the ball past goalkeeper Herrera to make it 1-0 for the hosts, relieving the pressure on the entire team. This goal also allowed Real to play with much greater freedom and confidence for the remainder of the match. Even so, Osasuna did not completely give up, managing to create a few dangerous attacking moves led by Ante Budimir. However, all hopes of earning a point were dashed in stoppage time, 9+4, when Bretones was shown a straight red card for an off-the-ball foul on Gonzalo Garcia, leaving Osasuna utterly powerless in their search for an equalizer. The match ended with a 1-0 victory for Real Madrid. It was a hard-fought start, but most importantly, the Royal team secured all 3 points. None other than Kylian Mbappe shone as the brightest star of this match. The French striker not only won the decisive penalty but also showcased his class with composure and decisiveness from the spot, scoring the only goal of the game. Mbappe's impact went far beyond just finding the net. He constantly made intelligent movements, opened up space for his teammates, and displayed the true mentality of a superstar, someone ready to shoulder Real Madrid's attack this season. Post-match statistics underline his dominance: an expected goals, XG, figure of 1.04, 6 shots, 8 successful dribbles out of 12 attempts, 42 accurate passes from 47, an 89% completion rate, and 10 duels 1 out of 15. Alongside him, Vinicius continued to play the role of a lethal weapon on the left flank. His pace, skill, and tricky dribbling repeatedly put Osasuna's defense under pressure. Although he did not directly score or provide an assist, Vinicius played a crucial part in stretching the opposition's backline, creating spaces for Mbappe and his teammates to exploit. Trent Alexander-Arnold also made a strong impression on his La Liga debut. Not only was he solid defensively, but the English fullback also contributed effectively in attack with several accurate crosses, providing Real Madrid with a more diverse attacking option. The two young talents, Mastantuono and Gonzalo Garcia, brought freshness and a strong desire to prove themselves when introduced into the game. Their bold and decisive plays showed that Real Madrid possess impressive squad depth, enough to sustain competitiveness across multiple competitions. Finally, Real's defensive system also proved its solidity. Courtois had a relatively quiet match, facing only 2 off-target shots from the opposition. That was largely thanks to the centre-back duo of Militao and Huijsen, who controlled the space well and neutralized nearly all of Osasuna's aerial threats. In particular, Huijsen delivered an outstanding performance. Surprisingly, it wasn't Mbappe but the 20-year-old defender who earned the highest SofaScore rating of the match. Throughout the game, Huijsen registered 114 touches, completed 94% of his passes, made 7 clearances, and successfully executed 2 tackles. Moreover, he excelled in building up play, completing 16 out of 17 long passes, an astonishing figure for a defender. His consistency at the back was crucial in helping Real keep a clean sheet and secure a narrow yet highly valuable victory. Despite starting the season with a victory, Real Madrid still left behind several concerns that coach Xabi Alonso will need to address quickly if he wants the team to go far this season. First and foremost, finishing remains a major issue. Real created plenty of chances against Osasuna with 18 shots, yet only a handful of them were on target. This wastefulness limited them to a narrow victory instead of delivering the explosive performance fans had hoped for. Against stronger opponents, such missed opportunities could come at a heavy cost. Next is the chemistry between Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Jr., which was a headache for Ancelotti last season and now continues to be a challenge for Xabi Alonso. The two have yet to truly reach the level of a fearsome strike partnership as fans expect. While both possess top-class speed and the ability to create sudden breakthroughs, many of their link-up plays still look fragmented and lack fluidity. This will require more time for Alonso to find the optimal formula to fully unlock the potential of this expensive attacking duo. The midfield also revealed a lack of creativity in the absence of Jude Bellingham. While Tchouaméni and Güler brought energy, their ability to dictate play and deliver decisive passes was still limited. As a result, Real Madrid at times relied too heavily on individual dribbling efforts rather than executing a coherent, well-structured game plan. Alongside the positives, there remain some significant question marks regarding squad management. Rodrygo's situation is a prime example. The Brazilian star once again spent the full 90 minutes on the bench, amid continuous reports from English media about Premier League interest from clubs such as Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester City. Although Rodrygo has publicly expressed his desire to stay at Real Madrid and fight for a starting spot, Alonso's decision to overlook him in this match could signal an uncertain future at the Bernabéu, or at the very least, a major shift in the structure of Real's attacking lineup. The victory over Osasuna was a positive start in terms of results and also revealed Xabi Alonso's tactical intentions in his first season at Real Madrid. The former midfielder aims to build a balanced team based on high pressing, wing play, and variety in ball progression. However, the lack of a fully tailored squad and a few incomplete pieces mean Alonso is not yet completely satisfied. Even so, the opener against Osasuna can be seen as a step in the right direction, solid enough to affirm ambition, yet modest enough to remind everyone that the road ahead is still full of challenges for Alonso and his players. The journey to conquer La Liga and the Champions League has only just begun, with many exciting scenarios waiting to unfold.